Hello, fellow Murdlers. Today is Wednesday, March 13th, 2024, and it's a great day to solve a murder. Again, full confession, this is my second time doing this puzzle today. I did get it right earlier, however, I was getting it right on a total guess because I had mixed up two of the suspects. I found that in editing, and I wanted to make sure that I was presenting y'all with an actual solve today that's actually helpful, so I wanted to redo this. That said, if you're fascinated with the idea of figuring out how somebody could get this wrong and still get it right, I do have some footage of that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and dive into today's puzzle as intended. So today we do have three 3x3 grids with suspects, locations, and weapons, and we do have both clues and evidence and statements today. Our suspects are Deacon Verdigris, Miss Saffron, and Chancellor Tuscany. And let's see, our weapons today are a walking stick, a snow globe, and Murdle Volume 1. The locations for today's murder are the trailhead, the gift shop, and the boutique hotel. Since we have statements today, we know that two of these are true and one of these must be a lie. Whomever is our liar is our murderer, and so wherever they were and whatever item they had associated with them, that is our solve for today. So let's go ahead and dive into the clues and evidence. The second tallest suspect was not at the boutique hotel. So we're gonna flip to suspects. We see Deacon Verdigris is 5'3", 5'2" for Miss Saffron, and 5'5" for Chancellor Tuscany. This means that Deacon Verdigris was not at the boutique hotel, and we can mark that in there. Go ahead and cross this off. The suspect who was carrying a snow globe was known to have green eyes. So once again, we go to our suspect clues. We have blue eyes, hazel eyes, and green eyes for Chancellor Tuscany. This tells us that Chancellor Tuscany had the snow globe, and we'll go ahead and mark that in there. Because we know that Chancellor Tuscany had the snow globe, we know that Chancellor Tuscany did not have either the walking stick or Murdle Volume 1, and that neither of the other suspects available had the snow globe. That's all we have for clues and evidence. The rest comes down to the statements. So, as I said, I did already solve this one today, so I know what the murder solve is. That said, I'm going to go about this the way I did originally, and that is by assuming that this is the lie and trying to compel these two to be true, and then going down the line accordingly. So, the first one, assuming this is a lie, Miss Saffron brought Murdle Volume 1. If we assume that's a lie, we say that Miss Saffron did not bring Murdle Volume 1, and that Deacon Verdigris did. With this, we would say that Miss Saffron had the walking stick. Let's see. So if that's the lie, that means that the following two clues must be true. So Chancellor Tuscany was at the trailhead. Let's see if that can be true. Here's the trailhead. Here's Chancellor Tuscany. And this must also be true. A walking stick was in the gift shop. Okay, that can't be true because we know that if Miss Saffron has the walking stick and she's at the gift shop, then there is no place for Deacon Verdigris to be. Because of this, we know that Deacon Verdigris' statement is correct. It's true. So Deacon Verdigris is not our killer today. So I'm going to go ahead and try to reset the grid. So again, it's not a lot to work with, but we're going to figure it out. So for this next clue, Chancellor Tuscany was at the trailhead. Let's assume this is the lie. If we do that, we say, let's see, the trailhead, and we mark that as a no. And that must mean that these other two things must be true. So we mark this as a yes. In fact, we already know that Deacon Verdigris' statement must be true. So we mark that as yes. And then we mark Deacon Verdigris' weapon as the walking stick. Finally, we come to the last clue here, and this must also be true. It says that the walking stick was at the gift shop. So that works. So that means that we know that Miss Saffron is our killer today. So Miss Saffron's the murderer. The murder weapon is Murdle Volume 1, and the murder location is the trailhead. I'm going to go ahead and put those in. Okay. And. And I'll flip over the accusation cards, but as always, I'm going to continue filling out the grid. Okay, so there's our solve. Now, real quickly, I'm going to go through why it can't be any of the other solutions. So, of course, this one we ran into an issue because we could not put the walking stick in the gift shop. So we knew that this clue had to be true because these two could not both be true if that were not true. Let's say, for instance, we skipped around to this one, we went to this one first. If we know the walking stick is in the gift shop, we know that that's Chancellor Tuscany's location, and that means that, let's see, that means that we cannot force Miss Saffron's clue to be correct there, because that would mean that Chancellor Tuscany was in the gift shop, and we need this statement to be true, which cannot work with this solution. So again, that's how we figured this out, going line by line and seeing, can this be false? Can this be false? Can this be false? We got to it on line 2, but if you go back to line 3 and check it out as well, you see that this cannot be false while the other two are compelled to be true. So that is our solution, much better than me guessing it from a random thing. So it was Miss Saffron with Myrtle Volume 1 at the trailhead, and we were right. Thanks so much for playing along. I hope this was a helpful walkthrough. Again, much better than me guessing, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow.